Welcome back to the Morning Juice. I'm your host, Juice. Today, our guest is Coty. He's going to tell his story of inspiration, strength, and hope, and he's also going to talk about sober living a little bit. How you doing, Coty?
Living the dream, man, one day at a time.
There you go. Uh, so I've known Coty. I've known Coty what about 6 months, 7 months, because Tyler owns the sober living houses down in Dickson called a Vision.
Vision for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say Vision for Recovery. He's gonna kill me. A Vision for You, and then so he's been managing the houses. So I got to meet him while I was down in Dickson. So Cody, tell us your story a little bit.
My name is Coty. I'm from Dickson County, Tennessee. Uh, my sober date is June 2nd, 2023. Uh, I went through a treatment facility in Dickson. Uh, so I went through detox, residential, PHP, IOP. Uh, the journey kind of came from from me drinking. I'd got two DUIs in 2 weeks. Uh, had always lived a life of drinking, drugging, um, the selling drugs lifestyle, all the things, and I was sick and tired of being sick and tired.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
So
usually the last step. You gotta be sick and tired of being sick and tired.
yeah, man. So I really tried to. I always could get sober, but it never worked. And then that's where the 12 steps came into play. Working a program of action, and it put me in a position in life to where now I've created a life that I'm not willing to lose for drugs and alcohol.
Right, right. So, how was you when you went into treatment?
I was 30.
30, and
Hmm.
how long had you been using?
Roughly probably around 12 years old.
So you used for different drugs and alcohol for
Yeah.
16, 17, 18 years, basically.
Started off just very minute, doing the kid stuff, smoking marijuana, uh, popping pills, sneaking and geeking, doing things like that. And then trouble always seemed to find trouble. Could never just get out of it. Probably caught like the first charge when I was probably like 9 years old. Was on probation. Started drinking and drugging. I was in alternative learning centers from like fourth grade to eighth grade. Just could never seem to fit into the right crowd, or just stay away from the people that were living that lifestyle.
Right.
You always want. Growing up, I always wanted that type of lifestyle, but not what was with it. You know what I'm saying? You always want the money, the cars, the clothes, the
Yeah.
whatever, but the things that come in between come along with it.
The DUIs,
The
the drug
DUIs, the
charges.
charges, the guns, the drama, the fighting, all the things. So yeah, man, just a life of chaos. So fast forward a little bit. I got out of the alternative learning center probably when I was 13, 14, was in high school or middle school by then. Played football, did things in my life seemed to kind of like level out. So once the progression of getting older, the progression of the disease, drinking more, drugging more, finding new substances, outside issues, things continue to get worse. And once I was like no longer able to play sports and stuff like that, basically I was a nuisance in the city that I was raised in, and they no longer was gonna tolerate that kind of behavior. That's when I was just like, the streets are for me.
Right.
I'm for the streets.
I'm for the streets.
Yeah. So yeah, man, just a life of chaos, man. My name rang bells in Dixon for all the wrong reasons, and police, judges, DAs, none of them really like that.
Right, because you're seeing them quite often.
So I was the guy that, you watch the movies and you see all the drug dealers do all the drug dealer things, and live that life of chaos. And one thing that always stuck with me was like, why save money? You know what I'm saying? When you're gonna need it one day. So
Yeah.
my thing was, I could get in trouble and I could always wiggle myself out of it, long as I got a lawyer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So Once I figured that out, it was never quit. It was never stop drinking, stop drugging. It was always figure out my own way. You know,
Right.
not admitting that I was powerless. Just I can do this my own way.
Right.
Uh, so at 18, at 16, I got into a little confrontation and got into a tussle, and it caused me to be an aggravated felon. Right. So that was my junior year of high school. So from 17 until now, I was a felon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was roughly 2008, 2009. So then, where I'm from, you know, it was kind of hard to get a job straight out of high school. I tried the college thing, could never figure it out. Was a smart kid, just never really applied myself, didn't care to.
You applied it to the streets instead to the
Yeah,
books.
you know, go to college long enough to get that little grant money, and then boom, right back out there. You know,
Right.
just living life like that, man. It just always seemed to catch up to me. Started catching more charges. Started going to jail more. Would always figure out a way to wiggle out of it. So then it comes from drugs. It comes from alcohol. Then I started getting these gun possession charges. All the things, man, and never once did it ever cross my mind that, you know, I was sick and suffering.
Right. It was at that time. It's like why they always mess on me.
Yeah, you know.
They're why they picking on me.
Yeah, I wasn't the problem.
Right,
You know,
they're the problem.
If they just leave me alone,
Man,
then
I hate the cops. Why they messing
know
with me?
what I'm saying?
I'm just trying to make a living out here.
Yeah, so a couple years after that, man, I was blessed to meet the mother of my kids. First round, had twins, and
How old was you when you had twins?
I was 21.
Woo!
Yeah.
Nice.
So a couple years out of high school, man, you know, I had these twins, and that was, I want to say that was enough, but it wasn't. You know, it slowed my roll.
Yeah,
But
but you
then-
you need that extra money now.
More money, more problems. You know,
Oh yeah.
she didn't live like that, had never lived like that, didn't want me to, and I didn't see that. So, you know, the in and out, back and forth from house to house to house, to doing my own thing, to, you know, still living that lifestyle.
And at that point, she's the problem, not you. Still,
Exactly.
right?
Anything's the problem except for me.
Right.
So still, I don't got it, you know. Still sick and tired of being sick and tired. Can't manage my life. Life on life's terms. Can't handle it. I'm still in and out of jail. Going to jail, bonding out, getting on probation, getting off probation, getting on probation, all the things. So then I'd gotten to some stuff to where, you know, a couple of times, man, I really put my life at jeopardy, man. Let's just say the whole lifestyle in the streets dynamic, man, I lived it. You know, just rough, man. My life is a movie, man, and now I don't have to direct it. You know, so fast forward a couple more years, man, maybe like pre-COVID. So I end up going back home, man. I stopped fooling around for a little bit, and I got this job. I'm doing good. I was probably there 3 or 4 years. But during this, I'd caught some more charges, and I ended up having to do like 45 weekends.
Right.
So, like, that's keeping me out of the way. So, like, the experience, strength, and hope from that was a lot of things were still happening in my life, and I wasn't able to be there because I was having to serve weekends. You
Right.
know,
Right.
like,
You're working
I had-
5 days a week and then spending the weekends in jail.
Man, every day, going straight out of jail, straight back to work. I had friends pass away, man, funerals, court dates, all the things. And it just became overwhelming. On top of that, me and the mother of my kids, we had another child during COVID. Had us a little COVID baby. And that just added more fuel to the fire. So during that time, you know, they're laying people off and doing all the things. So instead of, you know, being productive, you know, you file that damn unemployment, man. They start sending them checks. It's like,
And they
oh,
were
yeah.
big during COVID.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people
Yeah.
lost their job because they found out that COVID checks were paid
Yeah,
more
man,
than you
it
could
was-
ever make it work.
It was cheaper to just sit on your ass at home.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, seriously.
So, you know, me and my alcoholic mindset, the money was more adaptable to put back into the streets than to pay bills. So once again, you know, I'm back house to house. She's tired of it, all the things, and my life became unmanageable again. This time it was for the long stretch, man. It was to burn it to the ground. If I can't see my kids, if I can't be a father, if I can't be a productive citizen, then what's the point?
Right. Pretty much, I will run the streets to the streets win.
Yeah, they had already won. So yeah, man, I was fighting a charge already. New Year's Eve 2019, I'd got rear-ended. There was a firearm in the vehicle, and 6 months later, I get indicted on it. And yeah, so I go to court. They put me on 5 year state. I go to my orientation drug screen, fill it for cocaine and marijuana, and boom, they violate me.
Immediately.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No questions asked. Lucky for me, man, I never made the police's job hard. If I got in trouble, man, I'm bond out.
Yeah.
Even if they don't, man, I'm still gonna, in my mind, I'm gonna do the next right thing. I'm never gonna make them come find me.
Right.
So whatever, I get a bond, and I quit drinking for roughly 6 months, man. But little do I know, drugs and alcohol are my problem. So, I'm always trying to find a substitution. Even from a young age, all right, weed was never a problem, alcohol was never the problem. Xanax, popping pills, pain pills, all the things is
Right.
never a problem until they are. So then it became like kratom, like the stuff I can get legally.
Yeah, legal.
So
but
now-
people get addicted to it. People don't understand they get looked like people have to go to treatment for that stuff.
Stuff's real deal, man. So yeah, man, just for 6 months, I was just eating kratom. I'm thinking, I'm sober. Because I don't know anything else. I don't know to be abstinence from drugs and alcohol. So slowly but surely, man, on my birthday, February 28th, 2023, man, I drank this bottle, man, and it's like I can remember the first time I ever drank a beer, bro. I was probably 8 or 9, and just the feeling that it gave me, that
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's why they do that.
Yeah.
And I never really remembered that until later on, maybe in high school. The first time I got blackout drunk, it was the same thing. Like, I just wanted to feel like that every time. So that 6 month pause in my life, that I'd quit drinking, that feeling came back, that relief, and it was off to the races.
Again.
Yeah. So from February until May, man, it was just a life of chaos, man. Just really unmanageable. And at this point, I just really didn't care, bro. I woke up every day drinking to die. I was out of answers,
Right.
Now I don't know what to do with my life. I'm basically homeless. I don't have a vehicle. I'm in and out of houses, or staying at my mom's house. I'm 31 years old. I don't have a job. And even if I did work, I'm at work, fucked up.
Yeah, because you can't quit drinking at this point.
So yeah, just a life of chaos, man. So this local bar shuts down, man. I go in there, I'm drinking. I leave this bar, I go to the gas station, and I'll fall asleep in my car. Knock, 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 boom, police. Hey, man, you all right? Yeah. Well, step out of the car and see if you can do this test.
You like that?
Nah, man, the people that know me, bro, know they didn't go well. You know what I'm saying? I'm just...
Like, say, you don't even have to do this part.
Yeah, you just put your hands behind you.
Yeah, let me just do that for you.
So yeah, man, that was strike one. So I go to jail for that. Mind you, I'm on that 5 year state, roughly 2 years into it. I go to jail. They take my car. I bond out of jail. I go get my car, and then that Monday I have a warrant for my arrest for violation of probation. I go to jail, turn myself in. They give me a bond. Cool. So sitting in jail that first time, it was just like I can remember praying and just be like, man, God, if you open this door, man, I'll quit. So I'm like, all right, cool. Boom. Lo and behold, the door opens up. Hey man, you made bond. Grab your things. All right, cool. Took a week. A week from that date, boom, another DUI.
Oh, you didn't listen to God then.
Bro, couldn't listen.
That's right.
Uh, couldn't listen, man. I could still do things my way. One more drink, one last time.
So 2 DUIs within a week, basically.
Yeah, 2 DUIs within 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So this next time, same thing. I was sleeping in my car. Police come. I can remember telling them, man, not again. They was like, yeah, man. Took them through the same thing. So we go. They book me in, man. I wake up. I can just remember, like, this time it was different. So like I'm in there, and like this is true stuff, man. Like I'm in there and I'm praying, and I'm like, God, like if you just give me another chance, cause like, bro, I've been troubled my whole life. I know it's over with. I know that they're fixing to go make me serve this time.
Oh yeah, because you violated probation
Revoke to
2 weeks
serve
in
on
a
the
row.
5, man, it's over with. Mind you, man, I've been in trouble my whole life.
Right.
My whole life. And this time I know it's different. So like when I'm praying, it's like I had this spiritual experience, man. It was like God told me, like, boy, you play with me, I'll kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like, now I know it's over. Boom, the door opens up. No hesitation. As soon as I get home, hey, I'm looking for treatment centers. I'm calling everybody. So mind you, I got sick months before this and needed some insurance, and I filed for some marketplace insurance. Turns out that the treatment facility that I went through took this same insurance, and boom, it was off to the races.
How long did you stay in treatment?
From June 2nd, 2023 until September 13th.
Oh, you did about 120 days then.
Yeah, I did detox, residential, PHP, IOP, all the things. Man, I can remember going to detox, and for the first 3 days, man, I didn't say a word to anybody. Like, absolutely did not speak.
Right.
I went outside and read this client handbook every single day because I just had to get it right.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be around nobody. I didn't want to be there. Who am I, Coty Bozarth, in here around all these crackheads and meth heads?
Right. I'm better than all these people.
Yeah, but I'm one of them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We're all fighting the same battle.
Absolutely.
So yeah. So I'm in there, man. Tired, restless, irritable, discontent. I don't want to hear nothing anybody's got to say. So roughly about 5 or 6 days into it, man, this guy comes in. I'm going to meetings now. During
yeah, you're probably at that point finna start residential at that point, right?
Yeah.
'Cause detox usually, for people that don't know that have never been to treatment, detox lasts anywhere between 4 and 10 days, just depending on how bad you're.
I think there was 5 to 7 days.
Yeah.
So out of the 28 days, I think 21 days is programming. So I go to this meeting, bro, and this guy comes in and he's sharing with us all these things. And at the beginning of the meeting, he hands out these popsicle sticks, and all these popsicle sticks like got stuff on them, like you died from a car crash, like alcoholic or addict death, whatever it is. So out of everybody, only 2 of the popsicle sticks said like something like you made it, like you stayed sober.
Because that's the statistics. He really went by the
2
host.
out of 100.
Yeah.
Something like that, 2.5 something. So when I got to my popsicle stick, I was one of the guys that it said you made it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that's all it took.
That's all it took.
That's all it took, man. Boom, buckle up. So there was this guy that was in treatment, and he was 7 days behind me. So that first class, he was already coming in there. Dude would come in, kick the damn door open every day, go in there, get his breakfast tray, scarf it down, go back to bed. You know what I'm saying? He did it every day. One day he comes in there and sits beside me during morning meditation. And this is where the recovery stuff starts picking up, There's a spirit of recovery that you just don't fuck with. And, he's basically telling me some things, right? I was waking up with these headaches every day, man, blood pressure triple digits every single day that I was in residential. They couldn't figure it out. I didn't know. I was just normal, You know, I'm stroke level walking around, but it's cool to me. I don't know.
Right.
Uh, so he tells me during morning meditation, he was like, meditate. We're gonna do a body scan, and he was like, if you do it, I guarantee them headaches will go away. And I'm like, oh, bro, that's crazy. He's like, do it. Trust the process. Boom, that's another one. Trust the process.
Trust the process.
So that's where the meditation came in. It was so crazy, man, because I can remember like just feeling the headache just be relieved.
And what you did was you got grounded with the earth again. And that's all. Like I teach that all the time here. Like you can do a 30-second meditation just to ground yourself, or you can do a 5-10 minute meditation. There's all different types. But yeah, I'm big on meditation. Like I think meditation it helps keep my mental health good.
Yeah. So like trying to explain it to people, it's not really like the
Yeah.
you
We're
know,
not talking
like,
about
we're
sitting
not
Indian
there yet.
style.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, I'm not
we're
there
not
yet.
we're not like Buddha sitting over there with our look like samurai suit on over. Like
Yeah, man. But you know, there's different strokes for different folks, man. There's thousands of different kinds of meditation. So yeah, man. So one day after that, he comes in there, and he's like, "Hey, man, you should get you a big book." I'm like, "What's a big book?" You know what I'm saying? So we started talking about that. So roughly 10 days into treatment, I have my counselor go buy me a big book. Boom, brings it to me. So I'm trying to thump through it. Reading a big book without a sponsor, that's why I suggested. It's kind of like a gynecologist trying to teach a brain surgeon.
right.
You know, it's two different brains
Yeah,
that
yeah.
operate on
It's
there.
too right. I mean, that's about the best way to describe it, because you gotta have somebody that's been taught the book to teach you the book, so you can teach the next person the book.
Yeah, man. So that book, man, I tried to live by it, but I just didn't understand it. So we go through PHP, we go through IOP, flying colors, man. I'm attentive, never missed a class, all the things, bro. I'm just trying to do it, and I'd say 20 days into 20 days into PHP, they made me go to court for that last DUI. So I go to court, boom. As soon as I walk in, handcuff them. That's that violation.
Yeah.
So I sat in a drunk tank for like 36 hours, man, in constant prayer, the whole entire time.
So you wasn't blaming nobody this time. You was
Oh,
sitting
no,
there
it
in
was
prayer
over with.
talking to God.
Whatever he seen fit, do with me. You know what I'm saying? Boom, door opens up, and that's when I knew right there. You know what I'm saying? It's game time. Because I knew the last time that I sat in jail, man, when the higher power of my understanding told me that, you know, I'll kill you. You know, like that's just how I felt. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? How I see it is, before God continues to let you hurt yourself or another human being, he'll just bring you home. It's easier that way.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it was. So from then on, you know, it's being of service. It's you know, I'm sitting up front with the winners. I'm not in there trying to talk to any girls. I'm not in there trying to, you know, get my way with anything. I'm doing whatever is told to me, whatever's suggested. I'm just doing it.
You surrendered. You surrendered to
That's
the
it.
program. I mean,
Uh,
and like for the people that, a lot of the people that relapse, they surrender to the program at first, and they don't forget. Recovery's every day. Like
It's every day, man.
you can't take a day off, because if you do, your addiction's out there doing push-ups, just waiting for you to fuck up. They just
No,
they want to
it's in
get you.
here. You know what I'm saying? It's in here. It's in here. So just having that awakening, man. So anyway, I end up getting referred out IOP to a sober living, and then I say roughly 6 months after that, Tyler and them buy this sober living, right?
Right.
So the guy that I went through, the guy that was managing the house, whole time dude's getting baked, you know what I'm saying? He's getting drunk, whatever it is. And dude was like my best friend, you know what I'm saying? Older gentleman, kind of like a dad, you know what I'm saying? But he was
Not a
just,
good role model,
yeah,
though.
man. But dude was the example, the epitome of fake it till you make it. You know what I'm saying? Like, had the language of recovery, was at meetings, doing all the things, but just didn't walk the walk.
Right.
So when Tyler and them bought that, you know, long story short, they had figured out that he was drinking, drugging, doing all the things, and like, I think it was out of 10 people that was there, it was only me and another resident that lived there. That was the only 2 people sober. So now this dude's responsible for bringing in people, and he's bringing in people that are drunk. You know, he's
He's
taking
not.
their money.
He's
doing
taking
all
their
the
money,
things.
not doing drug tests, all that stuff.
And it was really chaotic for a while. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I got my probation officer showing up over there. You know, people are just doing whatever they want to. People are in and out of the house. So by this time, I worked at a shoe store in Dickson, and then I worked at a local golf course. I did that Monday through Monday, 8 hours at one, 8 hours at another. Still hit my 5 meetings. You know what I'm saying? I'm still doing everything. I still got a sponsor. Still going to meetings. I'm still trying to be of service. I'm doing all this stuff. And the crazy thing is that I built a fellowship of people, man, that really just helped me along the way. And the key thing to it was, man, just trust the process.
Yes.
You know, without getting overwhelmed, I still was able to work. I was still able to pay my bills, do all the things. So one day I'm leaving work. I run this stop sign in a parking lot, and
In a parking lot?
in a parking lot. There's a stop sign in a parking lot in Dickson, man. It's by Buffalo Wild
Hey.
Wings, bro. It's crazy.
Oh, I already know which one you're talking about. Yeah, I know which one you're
Dude,
talking about.
I just rolled past it.
Right.
Boom, cops in the parking lot. Never seen him. Dude comes over there, gives me a ticket. All right, I call probation. Boom, she violates me. All right, cool. So I go to jail for that 4 days before Christmas. 2023. Still 2023.
Yeah, you're working on about 6 months of recovery at this point.
So man, it's I go to jail. I sit in there for a minute and like trust the process. So like now I'm at this point in my life to where I know to trust the process. You know what I'm saying? I'm not doing anything out of the way. I'm strictly business. You know what I'm saying? So like there's no way that this is gonna be like this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Boom, the doors open up. So like already that's 3 times, bro. That's enough for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's enough for me. The owners of A Vision for You Recovery buy A Vision for You Recovery, and now they give me this opportunity. They're like, hey, we want you to manage this house. So now I'm like, oh my gosh.
Now you in
Okay.
charge of some guys.
Yeah, so I'm in charge of the
Well,
same
not
guys.
not so much in charge of them. You're just guiding them. You're a guide.
Right. So now I'm over these same guys that this other gentleman had brought into the house that are drinking and drugging
Oh, so
and doing
we
all the
finna
things.
clean house.
So now I got to weed them out, you know. And how I handle things, man, is that personally and business-wise, right? And I give everybody the same stipulations. Personally, hey, man, this is sober living, man. We can't do that here. Business-wise is you got 20 minutes to, you know, kind of grab your things and leave.
What's the proper language? It's like our facility is not where your needs are at right
Yeah,
now,
you
so we
need to
need
find
you
another
to
avenue,
we need
man.
you to go find another avenue,
So,
and then you give them a time limit.
yeah, man. So I'd say for the next 4 months, man, it was just trying to juggle all the things. Life was still manageable. It never got any worse than drinking and drugging.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so now, like, I can kind of see, you know, like this is a way of life that I want. This is where I'm going to get longevity, all the things. So I'm still working at the shoe store. I'm still working at the golf course. I'm managing this one house, and still going to meetings, still doing all the things, trying to get people to see this way of life and, you know, follow the leader.
Follow the leader.
So yeah, man, stuff goes like that for about 4 months, and people trickle in. I probably went through, I'd say another 20 guys in a 11-bedroom house. So just in and out, in and out, in and out. So now I'm figuring out like the spirit of recovery. So like you can tell when if people are ever discontent or they're ever still, you can see them being selfish, self-seeking, all the things. If they ever look like they want more out of life or they're just bored or they're not. There's no way that you're working a program, you're calling your sponsor, you're going to meetings, you're being of service, you're showing gratitude, you're waking up, you're hitting your knees, you're doing all the things, and your life is still unmanageable. There's
No way. No way.
There's
There's no way. I agree
no
with you
way.
100%. Because you know, just you're doing your prayers, your gratitude, your service work, which is one of the most important aspects of your recovery is service work, because you want to show other people what they can achieve or can get to by what we do. You know, so yeah, you shouldn't be bored and life shouldn't be unmanageable.
So continue on. At this point, I get an opportunity to work at the treatment facility that I'd went to. Cool, loved it. So I'd quit the shoe store. I'd quit the golf course. So now I'm just full time
Recovery.
and it was cool. Nice little experience. So now I'm doing that. I'm trying to build a career in this under LADEX supervision. Ended up being a group facilitator, all the things. Living the dream. So during the meantime, we opened up another house. The treatment facility that I was working for, they shut down their sober living. So we expanded one house, opened up another one for a MAP program, and that was its own thing. So now it's like 20 people. So then about roughly 4 months after that, we opened up another house. So now,
Well, you got how many guys you got now?
like 31 maybe.
And the house is pretty well full down there right now, right?
Yeah, they stay full.
31. You got 31 people under you as a house manager. Like that's wild.
It's crazy.
And you get complimented. You
All
might
the
not hear
time.
them. You might not hear from the people that own the houses, but like I've heard how good you are down there. Like, so like when you're living in the sober living environment, of course a bunch of guys don't want to live together. Like, let's just go ahead and get that out of the way. A bunch of guys don't want to live together. But like if you do it right, it's just enough of a community where you can support one another.
For sure.
Like where people that's got cars are helping other guys get to meetings, and it comes to like a camaraderie. It's what you hope for. Sometimes it's a total fucking disaster, but like what you hope for is that you have a good group of guys to where like you're not having to babysit the whole time, because I mean you've had houses where you've had to babysit,
Man,
and it's not good.
Yeah, the first house, man, and it's not like a me thing because the houses run themselves.
Absolutely.
It just depends on the person and how bad they want recovery. If they want it as bad as the next person, it's always going to work out. If they don't, we find them a different avenue. I try not to ever just put somebody out without them having somewhere to go.
Right.
And rarely do I see somebody who leaves because like now I've been there almost 2 years, you know what I'm saying, still in sober living.
Yeah.
So when somebody else comes in and, they're there 3 or 4 months and they're like, yeah, man, I think I'm ready to leave. I'm like, shit, me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know when I'll be able to leave.
Right. Because, I mean, it's some people get in sober living do only do 3 or 4 months and they're okay. Some people come in sober living and they're going to stay there till the doors lock up because they're like, they don't trust their self enough. They just like to have that extra accountability, basically. It's not so much they don't trust themselves. It's just another level of accountability to like make sure they stay on their path. Because, I mean, I've had people that I've known in recovery 2 or 3 years, and they're like, oh, I got this now. I think I can have a drink this weekend. Not knowing that first drink's fixing to lead them right back to disaster. And then 2 weeks later, they're calling me to be like, Juice, what, bro, you didn't work your recovery. Now you got to go detox again. Like, you know how bad detoxing sucks. And now you got to go back and detox. And you got to start all over again.
Hey, man, there ain't no way, bro.
See, like I see clients come in when I was working at the other facility in Dickson, and like they would come in, they detox, and then they AMA, and they just went through the worst. Like some of these guys went through some terrible detox, where they didn't eat for 4 days, and we was like shoving Gatorade down their throat, and then like they're like, "Oh, I'm good now. I feel good." And I think I'm like, "Bro, you ain't even started recovery yet. Like you ain't done nothing. You just detoxed."
Yeah, I think I got it.
And then and then they come back about a month later, and they're even worse.
Yeah.
And the detox is worse the second time. And I'm like, bro, like, hey, before you decide to AMA today, let's try to talk this out real quick. Like, it didn't work for you last time. Like, do you really want to go through this process again? Because detox is terrible. Like, there's no ifs and there's no way to put it. Like, you're gonna sweat, you're gonna get sick. You're going to have the worst stomach ache ever. A lot of people have the worst headache they've ever had in their life. Like, blood pressure goes to hell. Like,
Man.
It's like, that's why detox have the nurses station, like, right there beside them because, like, where I worked at, it was every 15-minute check on them because, like, I mean, you couldn't get too far away from them because, like, you don't know what they was going to need 15 minutes from now.
I don't know how people do it, man. During this whole journey from 12 to 31, I had never been to a treatment facility.
So you did treatment just one time?
One and done.
One
bro.
and done.
And I'll tell you what, detox is what did it, man. The smell, dude, the smell, the body odor.
Yeah, because like,
the people just sick, man. Like,
and we keep those rooms colder because they're gonna sweat. So like,
Oh,
we keep
man.
those rooms like they're like ice boxes.
like when I went back to work at the treatment facility, man, I felt like it was worse
To watch it,
to watch it than
because
it
you
was
know
to
you
live
just
it.
went through that, and you're like, man, I know where he's at.
Man, it was.
And then they come up to you and be like, what day's the worst day? And you're like, bro, about day 4. Like day 3 or 4 is gonna be the one where it's like gonna make or break you.
Once they, once anybody makes it through the detox phase, man, it's really just smooth sailing for them. It's just really important for people to trust the process, man. It's always gonna get better. It's always gonna get better. But the longer you stay sober, it's always gonna get worse. But the thing is like we figure out ways to cope.
Right, you learn
with
skills. You learn skills.
what
Instead
I'm
of having,
saying?
instead of when life gets tough and you drink or use drugs, or like me, I was a self-harmer. Instead of doing those, you have coping skills like, hey, okay, I need to go put my face in ice water because my anxiety's to the point where I'm finna do something stupid, or okay, I'm gonna go take a hot shower and I'm gonna go take a nap because like sometimes napping is a good coping skill. Like what are some of your coping skills you use? Like if you get in a spot where you're like, oh, I need to back away for a second.
Meditation, man.
Prayer, meditation.
Dude, when I first started the treatment journey, the serenity prayer was said at least 50 times a day.
Yes.
Like if somebody said something to me, oh, serenity prayer. Like, what are you doing? Like, I'm just praying.
Yeah, I'm
bro.
praying, bro, because that's what I gotta do.
Another thing for me, man, is early recovery. It was suggested for me to hit my knees every morning and show some gratitude. I feel like you ever met somebody or have somebody that you've bought a gift for, and they're like, "Oh man, thank you so much,"
And then you buy the same gift for somebody else, and they're like, you know what I'm talking about? They're like,
yeah, dude,
they have no
like,
gratitude for it.
So like, if you can't wake up and show some gratitude every day, like, thank you for another day sober. It can be simple things. Thank you for clean water to drink, for feet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I always wake up in the morning, and the first thing I do is I pray, and I always thank God for letting me wake up another day, because He could have took me out while I was asleep.
Man.
I was like, thank you for letting me see another sunrise. Thank you, let me get out of my bed one more day. Thank you for letting me start with a clear day. Because I always pray before I go to bed to take everything off my plate, so I can start tomorrow anew. Like I don't want to carry no garbage over to the next day.
Man.
So like I pray at least 3 times a day.
Try to.
And I probably pray more than I do anything else, because and I do affirmations in the mirror. Like if I learned at the ranch when I was a client there that there was a BHT there. He's like my best brother. Like if he's watching this, he already knows. He's smiling ear to ear right now. But like he taught me on day 1. He's like, you don't look at yourself in the mirror, do you? I was like, no, sir. He's like, every time you go to the bathroom and wash your hands, I want you to look in the mirror and say one positive thing. He said, you ain't got to believe it the first 7 days. He said, but if you want to change a negative mind to a positive mind, you got to start saying positive things. So then I started doing that. And after about 2 weeks, you start believing it. And then by the time I left, I was like, I do love that guy in the mirror that just did all this work. So like I use that today with my clients. I'm like, do you ever look in the mirror when you wash your hands? They're like, no, I don't look in no mirrors. Today you're going to start. Today you're going to be like, as soon as you look in the mirror, just say one positive thing. You say, I like myself. You might hate yourself, but just say it. Every time you wash your hands after you go to the bathroom, like we're talking about, you're going to pass a mirror 10 times a day at least. So you're going to say it 10 times a day. But I always tell them any mirror you pass.
Yeah, got to.
So we put this mirror up. You pass this mirror, you better say something positive about yourself, because like it's you got to. Like it's an important part of rewiring your brain, because your brain's wired toward negativity, and you have to start the process to where it rewires itself to be positive. So like, and I like when you first meditate, did they do the meditation with y'all where like I couldn't do the meditation where they wanted you to visualize stuff at first because of my mental health. They were like, picture a leaf on the creek, floating down the creek. I'm like, man, fuck that creek, fuck that leaf, fuck all of it. You know, so it took me a couple of weeks to realize where I could really get my mindset to where I'm like, all right, I can see that leaf floating down the creek, you know, and that's how they used to teach us in the mental health classes about bad thoughts about yourself. Don't let that stick get across the creek and let all them leaves pile up. Move that damn stick out of the way, and that thing will float right on through like it ain't shit.
Facts. Yeah, man. My go-to meditations are the guided gratitude.
Yes, I love those.
Man, all the time.
Do you do the certain minute ones, like the 2 minute, 5 minute?
I try to
10
get
minute?
a 10-minute.
Yeah, the 10 minute ones are good.
10-minute minimum, man. The more, the better. Just depending on how my day is, or if I'm going through anything. I always try to start my day with a prayer, with some literature, with a meditation. If not all three, the prayer is the bare minimum.
Right.
So like I cannot start my day. Like it feels like there's something on my back if I do not hit my knees in the morning.
Right.
Like
I agree.
I could be at a red light,
So,
bro.
somebody told me one time, they was like, so why do you do a routine every day? I was like, because that's what started me in recovery. And like, I'm too scared. I'm scared not to do it some days because it's like, I've had this many good days in a row. I'm all right today. Well, if I'm all right today, what about tomorrow? Oh, I'm all right tomorrow. Then a month passes, and all of a sudden, you know, because like, you know, you said you was one and done. So that you pretty much said you, like me, I don't feel like, you know, that you have people that relapse over and over and over, and God bless them because their addiction's still kicking their ass. I got to the point where, like, you know, I did 2 treatment centers back to back. Like, I got out, thought I was going to do it the right way, my way, because I didn't want to listen to nobody. I had to go right back 5 weeks later. So, like, for me, it's like they taught me all these skills, and I got to do this shit every day because, like that's what keeps me in recovery. You know, that keeps me where I can teach others who are in recovery. Like, I can't sit here and be like, you know, you need to pray every day if I'm not praying every day, you know. And it's kind of like when you was working in the field, like, I feel like, and you might be able to say something on this, I feel like working in the field helps my recovery every single day.
It was a very fine line. So like working in treatment wasn't my recovery, and I couldn't make it my recovery because I felt like, you know, the cup runneth over, right? So like I felt like I was coming to my job to give back what was so freely given.
Right.
But I still got to make sure that my cup's getting filled up.
Yeah. Well, I guess for me, it's more or less like I can practice my skills here to make my skills sharper.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why it helps my recovery, because I get to use my skills and teach skills that I'm used to doing. And because I always tell them, there's like 500 to 1,000 skills out there. Under coping skills, walking, jumping rope, like each one of them are a skill. And so like I tell them what I do for myself, and I'm like, what's your hobbies? Like, tell me your hobbies, tell me what you like to do, because I'm gonna make a coping skill out of it, I promise you. You know, so like that's where I feel like it helped me in my recovery, because I do my skills so much by teaching other people that like my skills are just like second nature. Like now I know if I'm deregulated for some reason, I'm going to my go-tos without even, it's not like used to before I hit recovery, my go-to would be to grab that razor blade. Yours would be to grab that bottle.
Oh yeah, it's over with.
So you know what I'm saying? But like now it's not even like where it was so easy to grab that knife. It's so easy to me to grab that bowl of water, ice water. You know, it's like second nature now. It's like part of like growing up and like, you know, tying your shoe. You don't know how to tie your shoe at first, but with practice. And that's why we always say practice the skills, because like if you don't practice them, they're not going to be there when you need them.
It's all the little, in recovery, man, it's all the little bullshit cliches you hear, man.
Yeah.
It works if you work it just for the day, because it really is that simple. It's, to me, it was never easy. It's just simple. You know what I'm saying? What's easier, to live a life of recovery or to go drink and drug? You know what I'm saying? It's probably easier for me to go get drunk. You know what I'm saying? It's everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, for me to go get high, it's accessible. But what am I gonna get out of it? Nothing. So for me, I'm just being me. So like relapse isn't a part of my story, because that is, it's not gonna be an option.
Right.
Like I definitely know that relapse
Are possible.
are possible.
Yeah.
But another recovery for me, I don't think I would ever do.
Yeah,
it
see,
again.
like-
why would I put myself through that? Why would I go to detox again?
Right. Like my mom is sick. You know, she just got out of the hospital today, and she always calls me because if anybody's watched my podcast, my mom getting poisoned by my stepdad has a whole lot of triggering effects on me. So like every time she has to go in the hospital, she always calls me. She's like, "Hey, are you all right?" And I'm like, "Mom, I'm fine." She's like, "But I just know," and I'm like, "Mom, I'm fine. Like, I'm 2+ years into this now. Like, I'm on a path of God. Like, I know God's either you're gonna get healed one of two ways. You're gonna go get a liver and you're gonna live for more years, or God's gonna finally bring you home and let you be healed up in heaven." And I'm to the point where like I'm okay with either path, like because I follow the path of God, like, and the one thing that made my recovery complete, like made it so strong, was the God fact, the higher power. But my higher power is God, so I'm just gonna say God. But like,
Right.
but like, and you just follow the path.
That's it.
Like because like he lays it out there, like, and you know when I was younger, or before I got recovery, and you could probably attest to this. You know, I'd be like cussing God. I'd be like, "God, you never answer me. Like you always just leave me out here." And then once you find the path of God, you're like, "All right, Juice, you asked to be strong. He can't make you strong, but he's gonna put you through shit to make you strong."
Mm-hmm.
You know, you asked me, I want courage. He can't just give you courage. He's got to make you go through stuff to become courageous.
Right.
You know, so like the whole time he was there, I just wasn't listening. And now it's like, now that I have that path, you know, it's just like, like you said, it's smooth sailing. Like it's get up, pray,
That's it.
figure out what I got to do for the day. I don't get stressed out no more. Like I don't even let myself get stressed out no more because it's like, oh, God's got this, you know?
Yeah, I don't have a worry in the world. Now I won't say that I don't fear things, but as far as worrying about things that I know that I could obtain,
Yeah.
like I just, bro, I wake up, I give it to God, and if anything other happens than that, bro, it was God's will.
Yeah, and see, like I always say it, you know, I made $280,000 a year, 280. I mean, I was in the $200,000 range at Sonic, right? Miserable as fuck.
Damn it, Sonic.
Yeah, I was the owner, so like I got 25%. So burger business was good business,
Yeah.
but I was miserable. Like I hated my life. At the end of the month, I might have $3 in the checking account, and I have never been happier in my life. Like there's months I'm like, how am I gonna get gas for the rest of the month? God makes it happen. Like
Every time.
like, you know, T-Bell probably helps me out. You know, like people, it's like strategic things happen. Like I got a check in the mail one time for a refund that I didn't even know about, and I'm like, you know, and I'm just like, you know, you follow the path. It's just like things happen. Like he's not gonna let you go without. He might take you down to the damn bare minimum. You know, I've gotten rid of cable. I've gotten rid of all my subscriptions to all these other TV things. I got Amazon and I got YouTube. You know what I'm saying? YouTube's
it.
free. Amazon, I keep it just because I like buying stuff on there whenever I got a dollar. So like, but like he'll take you to the bare minimum. But I tell you what I have learned. I don't watch TV much no more. like used to, I would sit in front of the TV for hours and hours and hours when I was miserable.
Yeah.
But now, like, now that I'm happy, I'm like, I'm usually doing something in recovery till all night, you know, till I go ready to go to bed. So, like, you know, it's just weird how, like, things work. So, like, so when you're in sober living, do you look, I know most time you talk to the guys over the phone before you say yay or nay, right? So, like, let's leave the financial piece out of it because, you know, there is a financial piece to it in order to get to sober living. But, like, say you're talking to a guy, do you listen for certain things that he says that you're like, you know what, this cat would probably work in our sober house?
So with the sober living thing, man, what I've come to find is that everybody deserves an opportunity.
I agree with that.
So I don't really care what bridge you've burned anywhere else. You can still come here and burn this one.
Right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not my place to tell anybody that
Right,
they
right.
didn't have an opportunity.
Because you're not looking at their past, you're just looking at them
I'm just looking at what a vision for you sober living can do for these people.
Right.
And you know, if they're short on money, I try to give them wiggle room. You know, I try to make sure that I'm doing the next right thing. But if the only thing that can deter them away from getting this experience is if they use.
Right.
So like as long as they're willing, I'm willing.
Right, because like I've seen in action, because you know I was kind of the supervisor over the one that we got here. You know, sometimes they don't have the money right away, but they're going to get a job. So like you're like, okay, we'll work with you. You know.
Yeah, I've seen people come there broke, get a job at a fast food restaurant, get behind $1,000 in rent and pay it off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I've seen people come there and pay their deposit firsthand and leave 2 days later.
And you're connected down there, so you probably have connections to tell them where to go to even find a quick job.
Yeah, born and raised in Dickson, Tennessee, man. And it's not me. It's just a position that a higher power of my understanding has put me in. I would like to say that nobody that comes to the sober living that I'm at goes without them work, without a ride, without clothes.
I mean, it's
food.
a tight knit group down there. I've been down there. Y'all are a tight knit group. Like it's y'all have turned it into like a brotherhood down there, which is that's what you dream that a sober living.
Yeah, man, it's
because I've been to some, you know, and it's like, you know, I'll be going to meetings and they're coming in there just arguing and stuff, and I'm like, thank God our sober living houses are not like that. You know?
I just try to tell them, man, the most important thing, man, about the recovery journey is if you're in recovery, you have to be doing the things of recovery. You gotta be going to your meetings. You gotta get a sponsor. You gotta work the steps, because how it's set up is this. The spirit of recovery will never let you downplay it like, oh, this doesn't work for me. Why isn't it working? Because you're probably not going to meetings. You probably don't got a sponsor, and you're probably not working the steps.
Right.
If you do all three of them, there's no way that you can do all three and be like, bro, my life is still unmanageable. This sucks.
Right. And we're not saying that, you know, you ain't got to pay for consequences that you did while you was in your in your drinking stage. Like if you had a DUI and then you get clean and you know, they come back. I mean, you still gotta face the piper when your consequences, you know, but like a lot of times I have seen where like they see that you've been in recovery for a year and they're like, you know, this dude, I should give this guy one more chance, you know, because like he's really shown up and really done it this time, you know.
Yep.
And it's amazing how even like stuff like that kind of. You might get probation, but hell, probation's better than going to jail 5 years.
Hey, amen, bro. Yeah, man. It says in the big book, man, we have a daily reprieve contingent on the maintenance of our spiritual condition. How I like to explain it is let's say all your problems from your past are on a grocery belt. You know, like the little conveyor belt at the grocery store.
Right.
So it's like down here, I'm sober. I'm waiting on this shit to get bagged up.
Yeah.
So one by one, these things will start coming. As long as I'm spiritually fit, I'll be able to handle them, and I'll be able to do it gracefully with God, all the things, and it'll all go the way that it's supposed to work out. Not saying that it's going to work the way that I want it to go,
right?
But how God wants it to play out, it's going to play out exactly like that. And you know, it's not going to be what I want to happen. It's going to be what I need to happen. So
exactly. That's the key word. That's the key word.
It's going to be what I need to happen. So. As long as I'm spiritually fit, as long as anybody's spiritually fit, you know, the recovery aspect, it's a very fine line, you know, like it's not a two-way street. It's either God's will or your will. You still have the freedom to do whatever you want.
Right.
So if you want to go get drunk right now, you can. Nobody's stopping you.
Nope.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely not.
You got to be ready to deal with what happens.
With the piper, know? Like you got to deal with the consequences, you know, and see that's why I like where I'm at today. You know, we're both 2 years in recovery, like, so we're pretty close on the same level, you know, because God knew 3+ years ago when I was working at Sonic, I made a lot of money. I blew a lot of money. I didn't care really about, I loved my crew. Like, my crew knows I loved them. I didn't like the burger business. I just liked the money I made and the spirit of my store, you know, all of us together in the store. But like today, it's like with this podcast, for example, most people want a podcast. They want to go big as soon as possible. Now, like, have I been impatient a couple of times and be like, man, Brian, what we got to do to, like, get these numbers up? And then I sit back and I think about it, and then I'm like, you know what? God wanted me to do this podcast. I told Brian, the producer, I was like, I told him the vision I had, and I told him that, like, God was telling me to reach as many people as possible. So we need to do a podcast about this and bring people on like you. And I was like, I don't care if I ever make a single dollar on this. I just want to save a life. Every time the podcast pops out, just save one life. Or somebody be like, you know what? Recovery is possible. I'm gonna try to get help. And with the blessings before this episode, we've had several people reach out to me, and I've talked to them or like gave them more information and stuff. So like my dream was on the podcast is actually working. Does it have the views I wish I had right now? No, but like God knows I don't take winnings very well. So like he's gonna make me, it's gonna grow on his pace. And then when God's ready to bless it, because he knows I can handle it, he'll bless it. And I'm good with it. Like I am totally good with it. Because if like God wants us to make money one day, it will. But it's gonna be God's grace.
Yeah, it is. That's it. So like think about it like this, man. The people that reached out, you was probably able to help them.
I was.
So if you got 1 million views and 1 million people reach out, what I'm saying?
It's too much right now. That's what I'm saying. Like, so like,
trust the process.
You got to build. See, at that point, because at that point we'd want to be able to have like a call center or something almost to be like, hey, you start popping off. Say you did have 1 million views and 10% of the people, just 10%. Called in saying they need help. That's 100,000 people. Well, right. I can't answer 100,000 emails and stuff. Right. So like by then, and that's the way I look at it though. Like he's gonna let it grow slowly so we can piece together. Because like with our podcast, we've done something different every podcast. Like we do little things different every podcast. He'll shoot at different angles. Just we playing with everything because this is the beginning. As he has now called it. Brian has turned this into season 1. So, like, season 1 is our growing pains. Like, we're going to do stuff. We're going to mess up. It's cool because it's raw, uncut. We just go with it. Yeah. And then once God starts wanting to bless it, then we're going to grow with it. Like, if I start getting 100 emails a podcast, I'm like, hey, we probably need to hire some sort of, we're going to have to get, like, somebody to volunteer to answer some phones or something because this is getting too big for me. So, like, and I like how you put the spirituality in because, you really brought the spirituality in today of how like just living the spiritual life, it's taken care of. You just got to shut up and listen.
Yeah, man. So like the higher power of my understanding, that was the biggest thing that made it click because like with all the religion and all that stuff, like, I mean, I was raised in church, I get it. But I just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Who am I to say if this religion or this religion or this religion is right? What this has told me that it's a higher power of my understanding. What I came to believe in a higher power, which I call God, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's it. Easy peasy.
It's easy peasy.
I mean, he's brought me this far. I ain't had.
And I want people to understand we're not down in nobody's religion.
It's
spiritual. Just I have trauma wrapped around religion. And I see religion used as war today. Like Israel and Iran right now. Like, of course they're on a ceasefire, but like just little stuff like that. I don't want to attach my higher power to a religion, so I'm spiritual. That means I'm open to like all spiritual experiences, like going outside, laying underneath the stars. You know what that is? That's spiritual to me. God put it there, but that's spiritual to me. Nature, spiritual.
So like I had growing up, I had my differences with believing in, whatever church put on me or whatever it was. So like I said, with them saying, with it in the book in black and white, saying a higher power of my understanding, that's just as simple as it can be. I can't go wrong then.
Right.
It's just how willing am I to admit that I'm powerless over whatever it is that I'm dealing with.
Absolutely.
And like after you do that, it's so simple. Like the first step is working the steps. You know what I'm saying? It's just long as I'm attentive and I'm willing to give this, long as I was willing to give this a shot, like, hey man, I couldn't go wrong.
So before we get out of here, so you do the 12 steps. Have you done all 12 steps yet?
Yeah, I'm doing them again.
Okay,
Should be the third time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, and that's what people don't understand. They're like, "Oh, I did the 12 steps."
Yeah, it's
you
a journey, man.
No, you fucked up since the first 12 steps. Like, go back and let's reprocess the last couple of years and see what you done messed up. And for me, I don't know for you, but step four, where you have to sit down and take inventory. Is that
Hey,
not like
man,
the first time you did step four? Was you like? Because, you had a criminal background. Like, you had been in trouble a lot. So your first time doing step four was like...
My step four took 2 weeks of actually putting pen to paper and actually doing it. Like, I even tried to warn my sponsor, like, hey, man, I don't know if you want to hear all this. But then just having somebody tell me, like, bro, it's going to be okay.
Yeah, step four is like you start writing because you write it down. You want pen to paper.
Bro,
You're sitting there and you're like...
I still got mine,
Hey,
bro. I
you
can't
write
let
it down.
nobody see that.
You write it down, you flip the page, you keep writing, you're like, hold on, and all of a sudden you're like 3 pages front and back. You're like, man, I really, because I didn't really feel like I was a terrible person until you put pen to paper, and you're like, man, I felt like I was a good person, but my anger and stuff and the way I yelled, I wasn't one that whipped my kids. Like, I think I probably whipped my kids once in their life. But, man, I would yell at them, like, all the time. And I wasn't even mad at them. Like, it wasn't even about me being mad at my kids. I hated myself so bad that I just wanted... It's almost like I hated myself so bad that I wanted everybody around me to be fucking miserable. And
And we do.
And that is such a shitty, like... And that's why my kids have trauma today, because I didn't want to whoop my kids because I was I got beat up by my stepdad, so I was like, whooping the kids, I'm not gonna be about that life. But then I turned around and probably caused as much trauma, if not more trauma, by just screaming and yelling at them because at such a young age they're thinking they done all this stuff wrong, and me looking back watching it all again, I'm like, y'all didn't do nothing wrong. I hated myself. And I just took it out on y'all.
That's a big thing too, man. Being hard on yourself. I know for sure. That's like one of my fears. That I lived a life of chaos for so long that it's like I really try to downplay the things that I do.
Yeah.
Because I don't do it because I'm trying to be like, look at me. I do
Right.
it because I feel like I'm forever in debt to the recovery community,
and
to a higher power, my understanding.
Yes, absolutely.
All the things, and I feel like I don't deserve it. You know what I'm
So,
saying?
yeah.
So that's a big part for me. And it's not being selfish. It's not ego. It's just because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, I lived like that for so long, being selfish and doing all the things. And
now you live a
about
life of being
myself.
humble.
So I just try to remain that way because I'm still fucking sick in here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
the
Like
shit
there,
can
I
get
mean,
wicked
yeah.
real quick.
So before we leave, when you was at your facility as a client, did you do mental health work at all? Did they do like a dual program, or was it just basically?
It's all dual diagnosis.
Okay, so like they
drug
do work
diag-
on the mental
mental
health
health.
side to
Mhm.
help you fight the trauma and stuff like that. And I think a lot of facilities are starting to do that because it has been proven that like most of the time with addiction and alcoholism that like there's a reason why it started.
Yep.
That, if people would look at it like cancer, you can't see the cancer. You can't see but you see the addiction because you see how the person's acting. The only time it's an addict's fault is the very first time. The rest of the time, he or she cannot help it. Like,
it's a disease.
It's an absolute disease. It's been considered a disease since the 1950s, I think. And it's like 50s or 60s. And it's like we're in 2025. We're 70 years away from that. And like it's just now being like, oh, it is a disease. When it was actually FDA, whoever does it, diagnosed as a disease, like literally in the 50s or 60s.
Dude, the breakthrough moment for me in treatment, dealing with trauma, the guilt, the shame, the remorse was EMDR.
Yes,
Like,
trauma therapy.
Bro,
Did you do brain spotting or did you have the paddles where it like?
paddles,
Yeah,
the REM sleep thing, dude.
I did the.
Dude, it was crazy.
I did the brain spotting, and for people that don't know what that is, literally they take this pointer and what it does is they get your eyes to where they were when trauma happened to you, And literally, like, when your eyes get that point, you'll say stop, and like, pow, like you're watching it happen almost like a movie, like
Yeah, it's wild.
to the point where, like, I don't know about your trauma therapy, but like I could smell the lemon pledge and the cigarette smoke in my stepdad's house. Like, I could clearly, like, I could smell it. Like, it was scary that I could smell it.
So the EMDR with the grief, it kind of puts it in a place in your mind to where you can process it without forgetting about the loved one. You know what I'm saying? So it does that with it can do that with grief, with abuse, with traumas, with whatever it is, and it just makes it to where it's not really like you're forgetting about it, but you're just able to process it a little bit better. I had a lot of things, like, just a lot of things happen, you know what I'm saying? I've done stuff's been
Yeah.
done to me, all the things, and that was really the shit that kept me sick. Thinking that I should care if people judge me if they figured out who I really fucking am, you know what I'm saying? And now today,
Open book.
yeah, you know, I am who I am. Like, this is part of my testimony. It's part of my story.
Now, the last question I'm going to ask you before we leave for the day. Say one of your buddies back in the day calls you today, or a stranger, to be like, man, how do I get where you got? What do I need to do? Give them the first thing they need to do. Besides, say they've already called the center. What's the piece of advice you would give them before they walked in that center? Like, what's the advice that you would give them before they walk in that center to help them on their recovery journey?
I would ask them, are they at their rock bottom, man? Is there any more, you got any more digging left to do? Then I would tell them to trust the process, man. It's going to be a bumpy road, and you just have to be willing. Like, you have to give this 100%. You know what I'm saying? And if it looks like it, you can fake it till you make it. Because once you go so far, man, you're just going to be making it, and that's all it takes. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, that's all you got to do, man. Trust the process one day at a time, just for today. All the little bullshit cliches, you just lock in, man, and really just, do you want to remain sick and suffering, or do you want a better way of life? This is a design for living, this is how you get back what's so freely given to you. And if you don't have it to give, then you can't give it.
That's right.
You remain sick and suffering.
Man, Coty, I'm glad you came on today.
Yes,
I'm glad we got you on here. I'm glad we got you out of Dickson, got you up here for a little while.
Yeah.
With that being said, I want to give a special shout out to somebody that passed away this week. A friend of mine passed away that was, he was very father figure, like, in the early stages of my life when, my dad was in Illinois. He gave me my first ever job at the gas station. His name's John Cobb. He passed away this week due to a tragedy. And I just want to dedicate this episode to him because, like, he had a big impact on my life when I was 15 years old. And then later on, his daughter came and worked for me when I was at Sonic. So, prayers to their family. I pray that, they find the comfort and the help they need during this trying time. And with that being said, we'll see you next time. Bye.